So I had a story in my brain all night, so what else to do? But get up in the morning and write it. So here it is. Miss Worry. Miss Worry was always filled with worries. These worries filled her brain and her time. With all the worries came the dread, and the dread waved heavy on her head. Miss Worry always worried that the sky was falling. She always worried that her whole world would come crashing down. Miss Worry always seemed to have something on her brain. At least that's what others thought, especially Miss Carefree. She was always curious about what was going on in Miss Worry's brain. So one day, she asked her, "Miss Worry, what are you thinking about?" Miss Worry was worried about what Miss Carefree would think, so she tried not to answer. After some reassurance from Miss Carefree, Miss Worry spelled it out. "I'm worried about the kids and if they'll eat, if they'll be happy, if they'll be able to sleep. I'm worried about the dogs and the neighbor down the street." She poured out so many worries. Miss Carefree couldn't believe it. Miss Worry felt a little relieved when she released all her worries, but she knew they couldn't lie there on the floor. So she started to pick them back up so they would stay her worries in her brain. Miss Carefree looked at her puzzled. "What are you doing?" she questioned. "Those worries are out of your head. Why do you shove them back?" "They are mine to carry," Miss Worry said. "Are they though?" said Miss Carefree. "See, most of your worries are out of your control. Most of the worries are fears of what could happen, not what is actually happening. Even the other fears of what already happened are out of your control. What good does it do to hold on to them, to store them? What's the purpose?" Miss Worry had no answer for this. "But if I don't carry it, where will it go?" she thought. "I can't litter it in the street," she said. "I put mine in boxes," said Miss Carefree. "Wait, you worry?" said Miss Worry. "Yes, we all worry sometimes, but we have to sort out our worries. What is in our control and what isn't?" Miss Carefree said with a smile. She had a box labeled "Worries from the Past." With these worries, I take the experience or the junk I went through in my past and I turn it into the lessons for my future. She took out another box. This box was labeled "In My Control." These are the worries I can do something about or make changes. Like if you're worried about a test, then you can study and be prepared for that test. That's something that's in your control. So that goes in this box. Now the last box, that was the hardest box for me. And see, in this box, there's two sections. And this box is labeled "Out of My Control." This box is the one that no matter how much I worry, no matter how much energy I put to it, I can't change what will be. So I have to let go. So one side is labeled "Worries to Release." Miss Worry thought, "How does that work?" Miss Carefree said, "This takes a lot of faith and trust that it will all work out in the end. It isn't always pretty, but I always come out on the other side with lessons she learned," she said, while pointing to that box. "What is the last spot for? What worries go in the other side of the Out of My Control box?" Miss Carefree said with a smile, "Those are the worries that don't belong to me. See, I care a lot about the world and I want the best for everyone. but their worries cannot be mine. So I give them back to them and help them learn to manage them better. See, I gave you a system that works for me. You can label your boxes or create more or less based on what you need. This is now with you. So my worry for you is now hope and faith that you can manage your worries better, as I believe in you. Miss Carefree started to walk away. Thank you, yelled Miss Worry as she started to create and label her boxes. Miss Worry worries didn't go away, but they were lessened and easier to manage. So maybe their system could work for you. Sending love.